Girsan MC14 BDA, 12 yards, 90 grain, 95 grain Lawman ammunition. Go ask Alice. Plates. Beretta Cheetah. Same thing. Let's go ask Alice. And the plates. Yeah, thanks for stopping in for 380 Thursday while we take a look at the Beretta Cheetah and the Girsan MC14 BDA. You asked for a comparison? We've got them. Similar but different. Now you notice the Beretta, of course, has a Holosun optic on it. Last time we tested one was the launch edition, and we tested that with iron sights. Now it also has a Holosun on it. And I want to thank Craig for bringing these down for me to shoot today. Some differences. Let's start real simple with the magazines. Believe it or not, they are different, but only slightly. The Beretta, of course, has a Beretta logo on the bottom, and let's see if that'll ever show up in the camera. Probably not. The Girsan, nothing. A little bigger finger rest on the Girsan, not so much on the Beretta. I don't know what this tab here is for on the side of the Girsan magazine, absent on the Beretta. Otherwise, they are virtually the same contour and everything, but then again, they should be. Of course, the witness holes are a little different on the Beretta than they are on the Girsan. A big difference, though, is the follower. The Girsan is here, Beretta is here. Getting that first round in the Beretta just takes a little bit of finesse, starting the round off to the side and pushing it down, just because of the steep angle on the follower. Not quite so much on the Beretta. However, we did run the Girsan mag in the Beretta, and the Beretta mag in the Girsan, and it ran just fine. So function-wise, they're the same. So big difference between the two. This one is a double action. Right now the hammer is back. Decock it by pushing the ambidextrous safety all the way up. It drops the hammer, releases the trigger. There's a safety bar in there, so it's not going to go bang. And you can carry it safety down, or even safety. Well, you can't do halfway on this one. So it's either up and safe, trigger is disconnected, or down, you can fire double action. Now, it's about a 6-pound double action, actually 5 pounds 10 ounces. We pulled it on the basic edition. It was just a hair heavier, not much on the launch edition, but they still feel nice. Quite a bit of a curve to the trigger, but again, a fairly smooth, consistent, no real stacking, nice and smooth all the way through. Single action, the basic bare bones edition comes out to just under 4 pounds, like 3 pounds 8 ounces. So that's about 3.5 that way, and a little bit of take up, a little bit of movement, and there is an over travel stop on this, although it's not adjusted out, so there is still a little bit of over travel in the basic one. The Girsan, however, does not have the open top slide. This is double action, but as I mentioned in the original video, in order to decock this, you need to hang on to the hammer. In fact, I'll put a finger in front of it so it doesn't slip. Start the hammer movement with the trigger, then get your finger out of the trigger guard, away from the trigger, and slowly release the hammer. It's the only way you can safely decock this particular gun. Once it's in double action, it's about a 7-pound trigger pull, but it's smooth. There's no stacking on it. When you go single action, again, it's about the same as the Beretta. Girsan trigger is just a little bit lighter, single action, not much. Still has a little bit of over travel. There's no over travel stop in there, but not much. So again, really nice triggers on both of them. Sights, now I can't show you how the rear sight is on this because it has an optic on. When you take the optic off, and take the plate off and put the optic on, you lose your rear sight, whereas this one is not optics ready, so obviously a big difference there. Forward cocking serrations on the Beretta, none on the Girsan. Straight aggressive cocking serrations on the back of the Beretta. Angled, not quite as aggressive on the Girsan. Nice checkering on the back of the Beretta, just plain old striations on the back of the Girsan. Grip striations on the front of the Girsan, and a combination of checkering and plain old striations on the Beretta. You can see on these also where the trigger, if the camera picks it up, well, you can see the trigger mechanism moving right in here, and again, that's because they have the same kind of action. Same thing on the Girsan. Again, I'm not sure the camera's going to pick that up in this light or not. Other than that, shape, obviously the frame is a little bit different. You get a pick rail on the Beretta, no pick rail on the Girsan. Who's going to hang something on the 380? You never know. Accuracy wise, again, we did original videos on both of these. Feel free to go back and check those videos. Function wise, they have run flawlessly. Pick one or the other. Pick a $300 Girsan MC14 BDA or a $750 basic edition of the Beretta, or if you have lots of extra money kind of floating around, how about the launch edition? You can still get a couple of these. I saw one online for $12.99. I also saw another one online for $2,025 for the launch edition. But it is nice, comes in a nice presentation case for Bond, James Bond. Oh, wait a minute, he didn't shoot one of these, though, did he? 80X Cheetah, Beretta, love it. Girsan, does just about as well, except it's not optics ready for less than half the price. All right, there's a quick comparison between, oh, difference in weight, I didn't mention that. There's about a 0.6 of an ounce difference in weight between the Girsan. It's about 0.6 of an ounce heavier than the Beretta without the optic on it. So again, I think it's 28.3 versus 28.8 or something to that effect, or 28.9, so it's about 0.6 of an ounce difference between them. So not a huge deal. Some of that is obviously the lack of material on the slide on the Beretta, whereas you got the enclosed slide on the Girsan. All right, that's it. Down and dirty. Differences. Pick one, whichever one you can afford. They're both going to work just as well. Thanks for stopping in.